Get down, get down. Slick Daddy back behind the wood for the open bar. Yeah, that's what we call this. And it is Friday. The weekend is finally upon us. And, of course, never a cover, never a minimum here on the open bar. I just got done watching Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, 1974, Hammer Films. If you're a horror buff, as I am, Hammer movies are great. You know, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Frankenstein, Dracula, Horror of Dracula, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, Taste the Blood of Dracula, all that stuff. I just watched Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, which was really the last gothic horror movie from the Hammer Studios, released in 1974. And I realized that watching those movies when I was a kid, that's probably the first clue that I had that I was going to be heterosexual. Because you had all those British wenches they would have, like from the 18th century, and they would be, you know, have the cleavage busting out. I'm starting to watch my horror movies now. We're getting closer to Halloween, and I'm breaking out the horror movies. Great one. And there, in the movie, there's a jar full of eyeballs Dr. Frankenstein has. And they want to use these eyeballs, obviously, on the Monster from Hell. And I won't tell you what happens with this jar of eyeballs, but I got to tell you, it's something you will not soon forget. Let me tell you that. That's right. Slick Daddy likes his eyeballs and cleavage. Hammer horror. You can't beat those Hammer horror movies of old. And on a completely different note, I watched, and I actually got emotional watching this. I couldn't believe it. Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. I've never seen this movie. I know it's a highly rated movie, and it's got to be, 35 years old, and I've never seen the damn thing. I watched it the other night. It was really good. Really good. Had Ray Liotta in it when he was real young as well. James Earl Jones. Bless his ass. I believe we just lost James Earl Jones this year. But even if you're not a baseball fan, it kind of chokes you up. It's kind of, you know, it's, I don't know. There's something in there about, you know, maybe going back to playing catch with dad or whatever, back when you were a kid. Kind of takes you back. Great movie, Field of Dreams. If you've never seen it, like I said, even if you're not a baseball nut, it's just a great movie. And what the hell did I watch last night? You know, I got a lot more time on my hands to watch movies now that I'm not on the radio 5 nights a week. I guess that's one good thing about it. I watched Raising Arizona last night, the Coen brothers. What a great movie. I mean, I've seen this several times, but it's just fucking hilarious. With Holly Hunter, is it? And Nicolas Cage. Just hilarious, where they steal the kid. Somebody has quintuplets. And the guy owns a chain of furniture stores. Oh, I think it's unpainted furniture stores. Yeah. And they snatch one of the kids because they can't have kids. You know, they try and just hilarity ensues. I think it's right up there with the Lebowski. It's hilarious. And John Goodman is great in this movie as well, as one of High's convict buddies who breaks out of prison. And then they snatch the kid. If you've never seen it, watch this movie. Blaze up, toke one up, put this on, and you will laugh your ass off. Just a great comedy. Even if you don't have a sense of humor, you will love this movie, Raising Arizona, which has also been out for a while. You know what? Here's the way I look at it. I would rather watch a movie that I've seen before that's a great movie than watch some piece of shit movie that's new just because it's new. You know what I'm saying? And what else is going on? People are getting pissed off. More and more people getting pissed off about the Bills' personal seat licenses. That's right. It's time to put up or shut up. A lot of people are saying they can't afford for the new personal seat licenses. One person says, for us to keep our seats that we've had for 60 years, it's a 60% increase, said Derek Kane. Kane's family's owned 4 season tickets since the 1960s. They've been passed down through generations. They now want $40,000 up front So they're not going to be able to, to keep their tickets. So, yeah, 10,000 a seat. I mean, that's a lot of money to come up with right away. I mean, most Americans, I don't know if you know this, will find it hard to come up with $300 in cash if their car broke down or something. It's like half of America. So I don't know, unless they do some kind of a payment plan where, maybe you can pay $40 a month for, 20 years or whatever. I mean, maybe that's how you could do it with a no interest rate. That would be the only way I could see how you could do it, to just come up with that money up front. I mean, what are you going to take you're going to empty out your 401k to pay the bills? I don't think so, man. I mean, I like football as much as the next guy, but Jesus H, come on, man. Gordon Gekko was wrong. Greed is not good. In other news, hey, how about those exploding pagers that Hezbollah, was it Hezbollah or Hamas? I think it was Hezbollah, used these pagers, and they blew them up. They got blown up real good. Yeah. And the next day, what else did they do? They planted some in walkie-talkies. So Hezbollah is so pissed off they're going underground now because they have no way to communicate. The pagers were booby-trapped. Their walkie-talkies are booby-trapped. They're afraid, to use any type of communication right now. Crazy. They might be having to use pigeons to send messages at this point.
They're eating the dog.
And moving right along here to politics, how about this lunatic, this Republican candidate for governor in North Carolina? He has shared some posts on pornographic websites that was dug up in a journalistic investigation. That's right. He also shared his love for transgender porn and slavery. He also reportedly wrote that slavery is not bad, and he described himself as a black Nazi.
He's the hope of America.
Republican Mark Robinson denied all these reports. However, the posts were made on several pornographic forums like Nude Africa. Robertson, age 56, vehemently denied making the post and characterized them as salacious tabloid lies. However, CNN's report said the email addresses associated with Robinson's forum accounts was also used by the politicians elsewhere online and social media. Listen, if you're gonna comment on porn sites, in the forum there, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Maybe use a different email address, okay?
It is out of sheer morbid curiosity I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
Use a different email address, for Christ's sakes. You don't use the email address that you're using to comment on, whether the water fountain should be turned on or the pool should open, what time they should open for the kids in the summer. You don't use the same email address, you dunsky. Jesus, some of these people are really stupid. So, he's also had a history of anti-transgender rhetoric he's used, but he had a different tone when he wrote in one of the porno online forums. He says, "I like watching tranny on-girl porn. That's effing hot. It takes the man out while leaving the man in." So this lunatic that's running for governor on the Republican ticket in North Carolina was supposed to show up for a J.D. Vance rally today, but he spined out. Well, they said he caught the COVID, is what happened. That's what happened.
Medication time. Medication time.
But they are worried. Many Republicans are worried he will bring down the whole ticket in North Carolina.
They're eating the dog.
Right. And it's time once again to debunk another Trump bullshit lie. This is crazy, this one. Trump says that China, right? China is building, they're constructing auto plants, in Mexico. And he has vowed to put a 200% tariff on these plants that don't even exist, okay? These plants do not even exist.
Medication time.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is you Trump fans out there, keep a close eye on your dogs and cats.
You're goddamn right.
And hey, listen, don't forget to tell your idiot friends that the Slick One is still around. You can get me Slick's Open Bar podcast streaming on all the major platforms. Thanks to Julia from Lakewood Studios. We're on Apple, YouTube, Podbean. We originate from Podbean, by the way. You should subscribe at Podbean. Also, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and any other animal or vegetable streaming service, either living or dead. Have a kick-ass weekend. Until then, remember to always remain calm, circle the wagons, go Bills, live fast, die old, and of course, last but not least, weed, whiskey, and Warren Zevon. Peace out.
Hail to the king, baby.